Hey Mo Tigers, it is Coach Francis. I'm so excited to read you my first book this year. Just because I've moved over to PE doesn't mean you stop reading. Fitness and reading go together. You know what else goes together with fitness and reading? Math. We're going to read an awesome story today. It is called The Math Curse, and it is author and illustrator by John Ziska and Lane Smith, as you can see there. So I'm excited to read you this story. I'm just going to read the story to you, and then I will show you the pictures, all right? So let's go ahead and get started, because it's kind of a long story. So make sure you got some water, you got some popcorn, because we're going to have a good time. So here we go. Math Curse. On Monday in math class, Mrs. Fibonacci says, "You know, you can think of almost everything as a math problem." On Tuesday, I started having problems. I wake up at 7:15. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. Suddenly, it's a problem. If my bus leaves at 8 o'clock, will I make it on time? How many minutes in 1 hour? How many teeth in one mouth? I look at my closet and the problems get worse. I have one white shirt, 3 blue shirts, 3 striped shirts, and that one ugly plaid shirt that my Uncle Zeno sent me. How many shirts is that altogether? How many shirts would I have if I threw away that awful plaid shirt? When will Uncle Zeno quit sending me plaid shirts? I'm getting a little worried. Everything seems to be a problem. I take the milk out for my cereal and I wonder, how many quarts in a gallon? How many pints in a quart? How many inches in a foot? How many feet in a yard? How many yards in a neighborhood? How many inches in a pint? How many feet in my shoes? I don't even bother to take out the cereal. I don't want to know how many flakes are in my bowl. Mrs. Fibonacci has obviously put a math curse on me. Everything I look at or think about has become a math problem. So you can see that everywhere around us, there are numbers, there's math. You can look here in the PE storage closet, there's tons of things, numbers everywhere. I try to get on the bus without thinking about anything, but there are 5 kids already on the bus. 5 kids get on at my next stop, 5 more get on at the next stop, and 5 get on at the last stop. True or false? What's the bus driver's name? Mrs. Fibonacci has this chart of what month everybody's birthday's in. What month has the most birthdays? Which month has the fewest? Why doesn't February have a W? Don't you think the chart looks sort of like a row of buildings? Do you ever look at clouds and look at something else? What do you think this ink block looks like to you? The whole morning is one problem after another. There are 24 kids in my class. I just know someone's going to bring in cupcakes to share. We sit in 4 rows with 6 desks in each row. What if Mrs. Fibonacci rearranged the desks to make 6 rows? 8 rows? 3 rows? 2 rows? I count the 24 kids in our class again, this time by twos. Jake scratches his paper with 1 finger. How many fingers are in our class? Casey pulls Eric's ears. How many ears are in our class? The new girl, Kelly, sticks out her tongue at me. How many tongues are in our class? I'm about to really lose it when the lunch bell rings. Unfortunately for me, lunch is pizza and apple pie. Each pizza is cut into 8 slices. Each pie is cut into 6 slices. And you know what that means? Fractions. If I want 2 slices of pizza, should I ask for 1/8, 2/8, or 2 slices of pizza? What's another way to say 1/2 of an apple? 2/6, 3/6? La moitié d'un tarte de môme. Which tastes greater? 1/2 a pizza, 1/2 an apple pie. We haven't even studied fractions yet, so I take 12 carrot sticks 3 at a time and eat them 2 at a time. In the afternoon, every subject is a problem. Social studies is a geography problem. The Mississippi River is about 4,000 kilometers long. An M&M is about 1 centimeter long. There are 100 centimeters in a meter and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. Estimate how many M&Ms it would take to measure the length of the Mississippi River. Estimate how many M&Ms you would eat if you had to measure the Mississippi River with M&Ms. Bonus, can you spell Mississippi without any M&Ms? English is a word problem. If mail plus box equals mailbox, does lipstick minus stick equal lip? Does tuna fish plus tuna fish equal forna fish? Phys ed is a problem. Hey, that's PE. In 1919, Babe Ruth hit 29 home runs, batted .322, and made $40,000. In 1991, the average Major Leaguer Baseball player hit 15 home runs, batted .275, and made $840,000. Circle the correct answer. Babe Ruth is less than the average of the modern baseball player, Babe Ruth is greater than the average modern baseball player, or Babe Ruth is equal to the modern average baseball player. In art, we finally get to relax with connect the dots. Here's my picture. Too bad it turns out to be a connect the ancient Mayan numerals picture. See, in PE, we're going to do lots of things, not only with numbers, but we're going to do things with reading and social studies and science. PE isn't just for moving and grooving. We're going to do a lot of other things, so just stay tuned for that. But let's keep rocking. Math is just a total problem. Mrs. Fibonacci says there are many ways to count. She asks us to give some examples, and Russell counts on his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Molly says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Mrs. Fibonacci says, I always count 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. But on the planet Tetra, kids only have 2 fingers on each hand, and they count 1, 2, 3, 10. And on the planet Binary, kids have only 1 finger on each hand, and they count 1, 10. So, what are the next 5 numbers in the sequence above? Do you think Mrs. Fibonacci has been to the planet Tetra? How would you bowl if you lived on the planet Binary? We are just about to go home when Rebecca remembers her special birthday cupcakes her mom made. There are 24 kids in the class, and Rebecca has 24 cupcakes. So what's the problem? Rebecca wants Mrs. Fibonacci to have a cupcake too. Everyone is going crazy to figure out what fraction of a cupcake each person will get. I'm the first to figure out the answer. I raise my hand and I tell Mrs. Fibonacci I'm allergic to cupcakes. Everyone, 24, believes me and gets 1 cupcake. No one has to figure out fractions. Hallelujah. I stagger out of school. I'm a math zombie now. I have to find something to break the math curse. I decide to try chocolate. My favorite candy bar is usually 50 cents. But guess what? Today it's on sale for 50% off. So minus b plus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, where a equals the number of letters in your first name, b is your age, and c is your shoe size. I decide to buy licorice instead. I pull out my money. I have a $5 bill, a $1 bill, a quarter, and a penny. George Washington is on both the quarter and the dollar bill, and Abraham Lincoln's both on the penny and the $5 bill. So which one is true? 1 Washington equals 25 Lincolns, 5 Washingtons equals 1 Lincoln, 1 Washington equals 100 Lincolns, 1 Lincoln equals 20 Washingtons. Don't forget to show your work. Extra credit. How do you think Thomas Jefferson feels about all this? What about Alexander Hamilton? Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. I am a raving math lunatic. What if this keeps up for a whole year? How many minutes of math madness would that be? What's your problem, says my sister. Well, 365 days times 24 hours times 60 minutes, I snarl. Dinner brings me no relief. While passing the mashed potatoes, Mom says, what your father says is false. Dad helps himself to some potatoes and says, what your mother says is true. I think about that for a minute. If what Mom says is true, then what Dad says is false. What if Dad says is false and what Mom says isn't true? And what if Mom says isn't true and Dad says isn't false? But then that can't be true because then what he says and Mom says is true and she says that he says is false. Can that be true? I think about that and then I think about it some more. Then I think I better go to bed. I undo 8 buttons plus 2 shoelaces. I subtract 2 shoes. I multiply times 2 socks. Divide by 3 pillows to get 5 sheep. Remainder 1, which is all I need to count before I fall asleep. Then the problems really begin. I dream that I'm trapped in a room with no doors and no windows. The room is covered with a lifetime of problems. I have only one piece of chalk. How do I get out? I'm about to give up and die. When the answer to my problems come to me, fractions. I break the chalk in half, then I put the two halves together. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1 whole. I put the hole on the wall and I jump out. I'm free. Now that's a smart kid right there. I wake up Wednesday morning at 7:15. It takes me 10 minutes to get dressed, 15 minutes to eat my breakfast, and 1 minute to brush my teeth. My bus leaves at 8 o'clock. Will I be ready? 7:41. Check. No problem. I've broken the math curse. I can solve my problem, and life is just great until science class, when Mr. Newton says, "You know, you can think of almost anything as a science problem." The end. And that's the math curse. So, lots of problems. We have problems everywhere. We have numbers everywhere. And even here at the end, you can see that we have science everywhere. Well, I hope you guys get excited to join PE class this year, because we're going to be doing a lot of problems. A little bit easier than some of them that you saw on here, but you can see that we've got numbers everywhere. So when you come to PE, get excited. We're going to do some fitness. We're going to be moving around, but we're also going to be doing some things with numbers, where we're rolling dice or we're playing with playing cards, and that tells us how many exercises that we're going to do. So thanks for letting me share this book with you. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.